How are you paying the troll? So I wanted to ask AI to build a little visual, generate AI to build a little visual of what it's like today to try and get in touch with your customers. Because as a startup founder, as a business owner, as a product manager, you have customers. You have people that you want to reach with your message, whether it's about your startup, whether it's about your product at a startup, whether it's about your product within an organization. You have people that you need to reach with your message. And most of the time, especially if it's an external thing, it's extremely difficult to get your message out. And I think I've mentioned this before many times, is that nowadays we've gotten to the point where building the product is actually the simple part. It's super simple to build a product because all of this infrastructure is already in place. The libraries are in place, the interconnections are in place, the APIs are in place. It almost takes no time and no effort to build a product. The problem is, once you've built that product, getting word out about the product is almost impossible because of the clamor of communication that's out there. There's so much clamor going on. Buy me, buy this, buy this. That it's almost impossible to get word out about your product, which is one of the things I said before, is that instead of focusing on the product, focus on the audience. Build an audience first. Then once you've built an audience, figure out what that audience wants, then sell the product or build the product for that audience. And what we're talking about is, how do you get to an audience nowadays? Well, it's very simple. There are two ways. One is to generate so much content that the search engines love that eventually, at some point in the future, they may deem to realize, to look at your content and say, well, that content is useful. I think it might be useful. And then present your content to someone who might want to buy your product. I call this dancing for the machines. You have to create some kind of content which the algorithm enjoys. There's something about the content that the algorithm likes, and it allows your content to be presented to your customer. The other option is to just pay. Just pay for search ads, pay for ads on Google, pay for ads on Facebook. Because if you look at where people surf nowadays, and this is a very sad comment on internet usage, is that most people come to a website through one of two avenues. They either go through Google or they go through Facebook. They either see it through a Facebook ad, or they see it through a Google ad, or they see it through a Google search. They've pretty much locked up the entire set of customers. I mean, there are other ad networks. Sure, there's LinkedIn, there's other social media. So sometimes people come in through social media, but most of the time people come in through ads on one of those two networks, either Google or Facebook. And like I said, there's two ways of doing it. And think of it this way. Here's the picture I have in my mind. So imagine a bridge. And I asked AI to imagine this, and it wasn't able to do it properly. So imagine a bridge. And at the end of the bridge, at the far, far end of the bridge, is your customer. And your customer has a problem. They really want your product, and they would love to know about your product. But at this end of the bridge, there's a troll. You're familiar with bridge trolls, right? Like in fantasy literature. There's a ugly troll sitting there laughing at you. It's having a grand old time. And it says, hey, you want to get to your customers? And you're probably going to say, of course, I want to get to my customers. I have this product, and I think it solves a problem for my customers, and I would like to get it to them. I'd like to get word of my product to my customers at the other end of the bridge. And the troll's going to go, that's real nice. That's real nice, Mr. Startup Founder. I love the fact that you've built a product and your customers are at the other end of the bridge. But guess what? I'm in between you and your customers. Now, you want to get word to your customers, right? Yeah, of course you do. Well, how do you get word to your customers? I'll tell you. You either got to entertain me or pay me. Pay me the toll, and I'll let you get across the bridge to your customers. Or do some dancing. Dance around a little bit, and if I enjoy your entertainment, I just might let you through to your customers. Now, if you think to yourself, this is kind of suboptimal, right? That you have to go through the trolls to get to your customers. So there's got to be a better way, but unfortunately, there isn't. You either do tons of content marketing to try and dance for the troll so the troll can let you through, or you pay the troll and let the troll let you through to your customers. And even then, your customers might say, I'm not sure, especially if you're in a highly contested space. So what do? Really, those are your only two options unless you've built the audience first. So the key is build the audience first and then build your product for the audience you want to build. Build your audience on social media. Become an influencer. Then, only then, ask them, what do they want? How can I help you? This might be the way to have a successful startup today. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.